Hey, let's talk about something that nobody wants to talk about, but everyone wants to know about. Cheating. I said, it's that pit in your stomach topic that's behind countless sleepless nights, tear-soaked pillows, and that question that haunts you. Why wasn't I enough? I found this Reddit post yesterday that I was reading, and it stopped me dead in my tracks. This is what it said. It said, I never thought that I'll be that person. Yeah, that person. The one that's checking phone bills like 2 a.m. Or the one that's Googling signs that your partner's cheating while they're in the shower. Maybe I wouldn't be the one who can't eat or sleep, can't focus at work because something feels wrong, but I can't prove it. I hate what I've become, but I can't stop it. Is this paranoia or intuition? How can I tell the difference? Look, I'm not here to sugarcoat this or wrap it in some academic package. This is real life, your life. Maybe you're watching this because you're suspicious, or maybe you already know, or maybe you're the one who strayed. Either way, stick with me because we're gonna dive deep into this mess together. 1 in 4, yes, 1 in 4, that's how many relationships deal with infidelity. And you're not alone in this. Even though it feels like the loneliest place in the world right now, yes, the loneliest place, let's get something clear right off the bat. Cheating happens in all kinds of relationships. Straight, gay, non-binary, polyamorous, where boundaries were crossed. Newlyweds and couples who have been together for decades, no relationship type is immune. This isn't one of those conversations where we're going to be covering men are trash or women are sneaky. This is a human behavior conversation. What we don't talk about enough is how culture shapes our understanding of infidelity. In some cultures, certain forms of cheating are almost expected or tolerated. In others, infidelity could put someone's actual safety at risk. From machismo culture in some Latin American countries where male infidelity might be quietly accepted, to Middle Eastern contexts where infidelity can have legal consequences, to polyamorous communities in Western countries where the definition in cheating is about breaking agreements, but not exclusivity. I say this to say that the cultural script that we were raised with often shapes how we experience this betrayal. And let's keep it real, socioeconomic factors play a huge role in this also. When you're financially dependent on a partner, leaving after infidelity isn't just an emotional decision, it's a survival question. Do you have somewhere else to go? Can you support yourself? Or maybe your kid? Will you lose your health insurance? The options available to someone in a penthouse is very different from someone who is in subsidized housing. We need to acknowledge that privilege, yes, privilege shapes choices after infidelity. Now let's get into understanding why. So what actually happens when a partner cheats? Is it really about sex? The attractive coworker? The thrill? For some people, yeah, it's that simple, but for most, it's way more complicated. It's about feeling valued, feeling seen, feeling like they matter. Let me share something weird with you. This is from a Reddit post that I read some time ago. This is anonymous. I never thought I'd be the one to cheat, ever. But after 8 years, my partner stopped seeing me. Not physically, because we lived in the same house, but they stopped asking me about my day. Stopped touching me, stopped laughing at my jokes. I became furniture. When my coworkers started bringing me coffee and actually listening when I spoke, I fell into it like someone dying for thirst. I'm not proud, but I want people to understand before I was a cheater, I was a ghost in my own relationship. I know what you're thinking. Are you seriously defending cheaters right now? Absolutely not. There is never an excuse to betray someone you trust. But if we want to prevent this stuff or heal from it, we gotta understand what's really going on. Let me break down some of the most common reasons why people cheat. According to research and myself as being a licensed therapist, I've overheard and seen many cases. The first one is emotional disconnection. This one is huge. When partners stop sharing their inner worlds with each other, the intimacy vacuum doesn't just disappear. It waits to be filled. I talked to Jamie, who cheated after 8 years of being with their partner. Here's what they said to me. It wasn't planned, but this person at work would ask me how my day was and actually listen and remember things that I had said weeks ago. My partner and I hadn't had a real conversation in months. Everything was logistics and schedules. I felt invisible in my home. Second reason, identity and life transitions. Think about it. You hit 40 and suddenly you wonder if this is all there is. Or maybe you become parents and lose your identity as lovers. Or one of you have a real career explosion while the other feels stuck. Third reason, and this might surprise you, conflict avoidance. Some people would literally rather have an affair than have a difficult conversation. They're so conflict avoidant that instead of saying, I'm unhappy or I need more in bed, they'll find someone else who meets these needs without the scary conversation. Communication breakdown, right? It's like relationship kryptonite. When was the last time you two actually talked about something deeper than a grocery list or schedules? When was the last time your partner told you what they're afraid of? When was the last time you felt safe sharing your dreams? You see, affairs don't usually start in the bedroom. They start in conversations or lack of. They usually start in conversations, like in text messages when you say, you get me, or coffee breaks when someone finally asks, how are you really doing? Now let's cover some of the warning signs. These aren't just details, these are golden handcuffs. And yeah, they're there to keep someone in the relationship even after the trust is broken. You know what it really takes? It takes transparency that feels uncomfortable. It takes counseling, both together as a couple and separately. And it also takes time. And I mean that, so much time. So I like to tell people, if you're considering rebuilding, here's some typical things I need you to look at. Phase 1 is the crisis. This is raw. This is an emotional tsunami. Everything hurts. Trust is zero. Questions are endless. This phase can take weeks to months. If you're considering rebuilding, I need you to consider what that usually looks like. Then we get to phase 2, understanding. This is when you dig deep into the why. Not to excuse the behavior, but to understand what was broken in the relationship or why the individual created space for this betrayal. Phase 3, vision. This is asking, what do we want to build now? Because you can't go back to what it was before. It's just not going to happen. That relationship ended when the infidelity happened. The question is whether you build something together new or separately. Let me share something remarkable from a Reddit post. This is the response that I remember from the Reddit post that I talked about earlier. The affair forced them to actually deal with the stuff that they hadn't even been talking about for years. From what I remember, they rebuilt from scratch. They unpacked everything and then rebuilt it. I'm not saying everyone should stay. Sometimes the healthiest thing that a person can do is just to walk away, right? To recognize that the trust has been shattered beyond repair. And that's not failure, that's self-respect. So actually, if your partner continues to lie even after being caught, shows no genuine remorse, refuses to get any help, any counseling, anything that you're suggesting, or blames you for their choices, makes no effort to rebuild trust, I would say then leaving might be your path to peace. Now we're going to talk about the healing. Whether you stay or go, healing is non-negotiable. You must do the work. Also, I want you to think about learning some new communication skills, because building integrity in your life is going to call for you to have better communication style than what you've had. And then I need you to understand that patience is going to be virtue as your partner heals and as you learn to forgive yourself. So look, I don't know anyone's specific situation, but I do know this. You deserve someone who chooses you every day, not when it's convenient or easy, every single day. Your cultural background, your faith tradition, your economic situation, all of these will shape what healing looks like for you. There is no universal playbook. What matters is finding the path that honors your reality and your emotional needs. Whether it's a transformed version of your current partner or someone new down the road, that is for you to decide. So don't settle on being with someone's backup plan or a safety net. Don't do it. And if leaving is impossible right now, know that you can still set internal boundaries to protect your heart while you make long-term plans. I want to speak directly to anyone who's cheated or thinking about it. This moment doesn't have to define you. You made choices that hurt someone deeply, but you can make different choices starting right now. Come clean, do the work. Be the person your partner thought you were committed to. So those who have been betrayed, your worth isn't diminished by someone else's choices. And healing is possible, whether it's with them or without them. I want to thank you for viewing. I want you to drop a comment below if this hits home. Share your story if you feel safe doing so. You never know who needs to hear that they're not alone in this. Remember, we're in this together. I want you to come back for more real talk about real stuff nobody wants to talk about. Tea with Tiffany. Peace.